Florence Pugh posted a picture of her with a sheer dress that showed her nipples last year in July 2022. And I feel like everyone else got over it, but she's still not over it. She still is bringing it up, and she wants everyone to talk about her nipples again. She thinks it's really important, and it's a matter of her personal freedom.
It's a fact of women in the West, Mary, that they have to find something to complain about. They need to be validated at every corner.
They're complaining about what they're allowed to do.
She's like,
not about what they're not allowed to do.
She's like, how dare I be allowed to do this and not every single person on the face of God's green earth support it?
This is stupid.
Yes, it is. But
here's what she said about it in this interview with Elle magazine. She said, I speak the way I do about my body because I'm not trying to hide the cellulite on my thighs or the squidge, that's a horrible word, in between my arm and my boob. I would much rather lay it all out. I think the scariest thing for me are the instances where people have been upset that I've shown too much of myself. When everything went down with the Valentino pink dress a year ago, like even just complaining, like I was wearing this Valentino dress and people were mad they could see my nipples through it. Like you just sound like a privileged bitch.
Yep.
Okay, my nipples were on display through a piece of fabric and it really wound people up. It's the freedom that people are scared of, the fact that I'm comfortable and happy.
You're not free unless you're showing people your butthole.
Keeping women down by commenting on their bodies has worked for a very long time. I think we're in this swing now where lots of people are saying, I don't give a shit. Unfortunately, we've become so terrified of the human body that we can't even look at my two little cute nipples behind fabric in a way that isn't sexual. We need to keep reminding everybody that there is more than one reason for women's bodies to exist.
There's a $20 one there from Ben Dillon.
It said, song recommendations, track 3R by 86. I have a prepared statement by Beeps. Anything by Big Business.
There you go.
Sorry, I can't say a word on YouTube. Or Florence Pugh is going to come get us.
She's going to, they love it, man. They love to have something to complain about because you have the
even just mentioning that you were wearing a Valentino dress in anything that you're complaining about. You sound like Cher Horowitz when she got mugged and she was like, but this isn't a liar. Yeah. Like, stop. I think about how you sound. Like, read the room for 2 seconds and you'd realize how ridiculous you sound. I
guess part of it is also like back in the day, you used to be happy with somebody not agreeing with you as long as you were allowed to do it. Now it's not even just about being allowed to do it. It's about everybody supporting what you choose to do.
It used to be like people enjoyed like being shocking and offensive and like that people would not support what they do.
Yeah, it gave people who were actually rebellious strength,
sense of accomplishment.
to be able to piss people off and know that they weren't approved of. But now everybody needs approval 24/7.
Whereas with this, literally no one disapproved of this.
She's like,
you see celebrity women wearing sheer stuff on red carpets that shows everything constantly. It's not a rare thing, but she made it into a thing when she did it.
That was
why?
the point. So that way she could, because we're talking about her, just so that she could.
There was like no backlash.
No.
And then she posted about it first, like this whole rant about being body shamed and how everyone's so scared of women's bodies.
She probably saw like 2 comments that were like not complimentary, and it was like, oh boy, blown all out of proportion.
And the fact that she has to compliment her own tits in the middle of virtue signaling, bloviating.
I mean, she has to lie to herself.
My cute little nipples. Like, stop.
Does she have a boy? Is she married? Does she have a boyfriend?
I don't know.
He should hit her with the calm down.
Stick.
He should hit her with the calm down or you're overreacting. I heard women love that.
You're being crazy right now.
You're like,
I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just saying you're acting crazy.
Acting crazy.
You're acting like a crazy
She has a rumored new boyfriend named Charlie Gooch.
Well, Charlie Gooch needs to be like, listen, Florence, you're being dramatic.
Does that mean if they get married, she's Florence Gooch?
Yes.
That's a terrible idea.
I mean, Pugh and Gooch isn't the greatest set of names I've ever heard.
Imagine like they have a kid and the last name is hyphenated
Pugh Gooch. Gooch Pugh.
Gooch Pugh.
I think Gooch Pugh is worse.
They'll start a clothing brand. Gooch and Pugh.
These people are clowns.
Yeah. Well, no,
they're laughing.
What it is also is that she's a straight white woman and she needs to find something to be oppressed about.
Yeah.
She's like, how am I going to be
Look,
oppressed
if she's
today?
black and gay and in a wheelchair and a BLM supporter and is still complaining about this, I don't care.
But I'm just saying she needs to get it in. She needs to get her points in, and she hasn't got any because she's a straight white woman.
She really didn't get into the reaction to the sex scenes that were in Oppenheimer. I guess it's because she's not allowed to talk about Oppenheimer.
Yeah, she can't
now.
talk about it right now.
But that's probably
That's
why
exactly
she brought
why
this
she's
up.
talking about her
She brought
tits.
this up because
She
people were
can't-
talking about her tits because of the Oppenheimer scene.
I love the idea that actually Christopher Nolan didn't want them to be in there. She
was like, no, this is really important
she's like,
for women.
my cute, what did she call them? My cute nipples need to be seen.
This is literally an advertisement for Oppenheimer because she is in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
That movie is playing now, and she is out here
Yes.
talking about herself. And what happens? Oh, people bring up Oppenheimer. They
She
talk
called
about
them
her in Oppenheimer.
Her two cute little nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, it's like I posed somewhat similarly in a movie that I can't talk about right now, but is maybe or may not be in theaters. But I don't think she'd be allowed to do that.
Are you allowed to talk about how you can't talk about something?
I have no idea. There's got to be ways around it.
No,
right?
but that's exactly, now that I'm putting it together, that's exactly what happened. Because it got banned in a couple of countries, which you would have expected to ban that anyway. I mean, that scene, it got censored with this CGI black dress over her body. And I would have much preferred to watch that version of the movie.
I just don't know why. Like, is there a male equivalent to this where guys are like, when I was younger,
Talking about their cute little nipples?
yes,
No,
like, well,
no,
like,
I haven't seen
but
that
there's
before.
like the guys. This just doesn't happen, right? So this is a situation that's unique to the female celebrity. You know, where it's like, oh, I was being objectified by men when I objectified myself by showing my nipples in person in public.
Stupid.
She's complaining about how people see her boobs as sexual, and how there's more than one reason for women's bodies to exist. But, I mean, she is the reason why women's bodies are objectified. Like, as a part of Hollywood that believes women's bodies are only to be objectified or made ugly to not be objectified.
If the meaning of, if the reason humans exist is to make more humans, then by definition, the reason a woman's body exists is for sex to make more humans.
Filibanti destroys Florence Pugh with facts and logic.
It's just the way that it goes. Like either that
Can
or
you say
there's
it like Ben Shapiro this time?
no, I don't have a very good. Do you hear my voice? I cannot
very-
do Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, it's not giving Ben Shapiro today.
This
It's
resonance
giving more of a
is
Matt
not gonna
Walsh
be-
vibe.
Yeah, maybe that probably. So, anyways,
They are for feeding children,
Yeah.
for
but
making more human beings.
Is she going to do that
I just she's
with Charlie Gooch?
You know what the worst would possibly be? Would be like a buddy cop movie with her and Rachel Zegler.
Please no.
It would that'd be the greatest.
You're
movie.
putting that out there into the universe.
It would be the greatest thing ever because it would give us endless content to talk about. Where it's like the movie's just about them yelling at everyone. They're like, oh yeah, we play cops in the movie, but we don't really like cops because cops are bad, and we don't arrest the criminals in this movie. We just call social workers, and we have social workers.
No, they're the social workers. They're the duo of social worker that come.
Socialism
scene.
workers, starring Florence Pugh. Starring Florence Pugh Gooch.
Gooch Pugh.
Gooch
Can we
Pugh.
get 21 Jump Street, but they're social workers?
Yeah, it's
But
amazing.
It has to be realistic though. By the end of the movie, they all have to be dead.
Yes. It's like, and I thought that
From
my
calls
kindness
gone wrong, or
I
no,
thought that my kindness
all the
would
people that
deflect bullets.
start. All the people that start are dead at the end, and it's a whole. It's not a whole new one. It's a whole new one, but they've gone through two, so it's like a whole new people come in for like the second act, and by the third act, everyone from the start to the second, they're all dead, and there's a whole new line of third act people. Just
So-
everyone gets slaughtered. It's a horror movie.
In the first, it's like, so Florence Pugh ends up on screen. She's just dead in the first 20
away.
minutes.
They go to a crack house to go help someone, and
I'd like to
some
help
dude
you.
just like stabs her in the eye while he's calling her Tommy. Or
We
something.
heard there was a misunderstanding here.
Yeah, right. And the dude's like literally pulling his ear off, and he shoves his ear in her nose or something, you know?
Then like Rachel Zegler has to show up. She has to pull off a woman who's like S-ing D for crack. And she's like, weird. I don't know why you do that.
So we're not going to do that
So we're not going to do that again. He's basically a stalker. Yeah. Like this guy, he's making you give him a blowjob for crack. He's basically a stalker. Weird. Like, and then she dies.
Yeah, then she gets thrown like out of the building into the street.
The guy just pushes her out the window, right? And then in the third act,
the entire time he's yelling at her, calling her Napoleon or something like.
And in the third act, Brie Larson shows up, and it's all downhill from there.
Oh God.
I'm ready for this movie. Somebody write the script
Just thinking
right now.
About this makes me want to die.
We should do this, and all of them have to show their nipples tastefully, because a social worker would never show you her nipples in a sexual manner. She would only show them in a nurturing manner.
When lethal force is necessary.
I'm so ready for this. We could make this movie. We could make this movie ourselves.
Florence Pugh's boobs were distracting in Oppenheimer. They were. Yeah. Because they're weird.
I turned to.
Are they? Why are they weird?
They're just. I'm not gonna go into a big long explanation. They were distracting looking.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's hilarious that her boobs are so unique. That it's distracting.
Like,
it was just not a good choice cinematically.
Who did we? I didn't go with. You went to a separate day,
separately.
Right? Like, but I don't remember who I
also was in the front row on accident. I was just like craning my neck.
It's. I'm ready for them to make this movie.
You're in the front row, so they're gigantic and they're all spread.
Like I have to look at one at a time. I'm gonna get whiplash.
I said they look like upside down apricots, but that was.
That's an interesting comparison.
They didn't look right. They didn't look right. But guys, the movie would be fantastic, and it would be infinitely better. See, that's what the thing is, though. Like, I'm making this joke, but what these ladies would have to do if they want to revamp is to like be able to laugh at themselves and make a movie that pokes fun at yourself. That's a good way to win people back. Is like show that you don't take yourself too seriously.
That's never.
It's why everybody liked mean tweets from celebrity. Like
that's what feminists are so obsessed with, though, is feeling like they're taken seriously, specifically by men.
Yeah,
they want men to take them seriously. They are obsessed with what men think of them.
They want the president to take them seriously.
Yeah. So in like they to do that, feminists would have to be able to let their guard down. And oddly enough, the funny part is they would win people back. You win people back when you show that you're not stuck up all the time.
Human being.
That you're a human being. That you have flaws and you can laugh at your own shortcomings.
Why do you think I Love Lucy was so popular?
There you go.
Oh God, she was hilarious too.
So
supposedly she did that to spend more time with her husband, and then they ended up getting in fights because of it.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.